And flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, item 3, any citizens desiring to be heard? Hello, Kay. Recognize Kay Wade.
I just came to update you all on the status of you remember last September, the county commissioners approved the Logan County Industrial Development Authority to transfer their $100,000 that they've had in CDs for the last 20 years to the Logan County Economic Development Council to invest for them, so they might get a little more interest. And I'll just go ahead for the record and read this so all of you will know what the status is.
That'd be fine.
This is to inform the Board of Trustees of the Logan County Industrial Development Authority. This is also to Mr. John Kellogg because he's the chairman of that Industrial Development Authority, and the Board of County Commissioners of the status of the LCIDA Industrial Development Authority funds transferred to the Logan County Economic Development Council on September 1, 2014 to manage such funds on behalf of the LCIDA for the purpose of economic development in Logan County. Pursuant to the intent of the LCIDA trustees, the LCIDA funds were participated with the Economic Development Council funds in a total loan of $350,000, which was executed on January the 5th of 2015 to a longtime Logan County industry to be used for seasonal working capital. The loan was paid off on June the 1st, 2015, and IDA's, Industrial Development Authority's investment of $100,000 earned $2,448 interest, and the total of $102,448.68 was deposited at a money market account at Oklahoma State Bank in Guthrie. LCEDC, the Economic Development Council, will continue to look for opportunities to invest Industrial Development Authority funds in business and industry expansion and job creation in Logan County. So this is just, I just wanted you all to be sure. And they typically would get anywhere from, $600 to $700 a year. So we will look at more opportunities to invest that money for.
Thanks. Buddy?
Yes, I've got some invoices here that would like to be left over, but it goes along with agenda item number 5. If you want to wait till that point, or you talk now,
Yeah.
wait till 5.
We can wait till 5.
Okay.
All right. So, any other citizen? All right. Item 4, consideration possible action on approving minutes of June 1 and 3. For 2015.
I move that we approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. And item 5, consideration possible action on approving ODOT for utility relocation fees in the amount of $82,472 for Coltrane Road Project 152 in the Hope. That would be, go ahead.
Yeah, that's over in our district. It's on the Coltrane project. This is for some of the
This is actually material
reimbursement, right? And this one, I think, caused kind of a log jam because what had happened was there was a update that was made to it, a change order that was made, and because the way I understand it was contracted are engineered for a certain size pipe, and the water district wanted to use an extra size. The original request was
2 miles of,
was
yes.
for more, and then had to be redone. Anyway, when that happened, our office over in District 1, we had asked that Melberger or the engineers and the forms, the request for reimbursement for the district, be sent to the district rather than directly to the clerk for inclusion on the county commissioner's agenda like today. And I think what happened was someone misinterpreted that to say that the Melberger wasn't gonna do that anymore, and that wasn't ever the intent. The intent was that it would come through the district office to be looked at by my office before it was placed on the agenda. Not to hold it up, but just so we can make sure it is our project.
Right.
And I think the other commissioners would also want to be aware of something coming to the board before it actually got on the agenda. And that's what that was about. But you had some, I would move to approve this first request for utility relocation fees,
I have,
82,472. I move that we approve that. Buddy, we'll get to the others in just a second. I move we approve this one.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yes, sir.
and
Motion
hopefully you
passes.
received 2 other invoices from Millburger Brawley. One in the amount of $38,630.73.
What are these for, buddy?
Huh?
What are these invoices?
They're for the work that they have performed. And one for $41,633.27.
41,600.
41,633.27.
Good.
And I've been sending these to
Have
Millburg.
you guys submitted these two that he's talking about to my district? Back
I'm
to,
sure we have, and I know that Buddy has also sent them to you as
No,
well.
I haven't sent it to him. I
You don't
sent it to
know
you
that.
folks. And
Well, I've
then
talked to Bobby, and I think he has
I
sent.
think he has sent at least one of them, if not both of them.
I haven't got them.
You haven't got them at all?
I'll talk to Bobby again about.
Okay.
I mean, I'm happy to send them up here. I
Okay.
mean, there's no big hold up here. I mean, I just need them to come through my office with,
Well,
and,
I know that the first one for the 38, he said he'd sent, and been waiting some emails.
And I know
back
that
from you, I
Bobby and
think.
Wayne talked about that $38,000 one.
And what's the $38,000 invoice for?
It's just
It's
progressive
for
payment.
what, it's, yeah, the pipe they've laid in the ground.
Just
Both
progressive
of
payment
these
in
are.
the water line.
Because this will take care of the 87 and takes care of the material part.
We can't pay them until we receive them.
the 82 or 72.
But, you know,
Right.
according to Bobby Kinnish, and that's who I've been going through, it's still all right to go with him to work up, because he'll work up the ODOT papers to be sent to ODOT for ODOT to pay the actual billing.
Yeah, as long as, if he sends it over to us for inclusion on the board of commissioners, so you guys get paid, I'm good with that too.
Okay,
As long as I get to look at it.
okay.
Moving on. Item number 6, consideration possible action on approving interlocal cooperative agreement between Logan County and the town of Mohawk for paving streets within the town of Mohawk.
Have you sent these to me?
I did send this to Lowell, and here is the email from Lowell that he approved it and would be emailing back his signature sheet. I mean, he would be putting his signature sheet in the mail. We haven't got it back yet. I assume we'll have it today. So I think the option for this board is we can just add separate original sheets if you all want to go ahead and do this. And I had to say, I have his approval, here's the email of his approval. I just haven't received the signature sheet yet, so.
I'll make the motion. We need to get that going for that project.
All right. Go ahead and second it then. All those in favor?
sorry. This is your deal, right?
Yeah.
And you're okay with taking on paving the streets and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff?
It's part of this CDBG grant that we have,
Okay.
and the REAP grant combines.
Combination. So all in favor?
We have to do an interlocal agreement with them to
Yep.
get all the paperwork done.
Just that one.
But no, I don't want to.
You didn't want to do that?
Yeah, we're going to.
I got a couple little towns over here. You want to take them, adopt?
Well, I gotta do the rest of them, I guess we'll do yours.
Item 7, consideration possible action on approving interlocal cooperative agreement between Logan County and the city of Guthrie for tree trimming and removal.
That has not come back
It hadn't
approved.
come back approved yet, so
No action.
no action.
So is Guthrie going to trim trees in the county for us?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
We have a gentleman who lives on Prairie Grove between Division and Pine, and he is putting in a much larger storage area for RVs and boats and such as that. So he was going to try to make a donation, allow the county to get in on it. Instead of going to 2 entities, just make it one, probably get Asplund or some other free service, whatever low bid is, and get that done. And he would make a contribution. But first, we have to have an interlocal with Guthrie in order to be able to hire somebody to do all that.
So is it way in Guthrie?
Excuse me,
Is it in Guthrie, the city?
partially. But, about 1/3 of the mile is Guthrie city limits, and then the other third that he would like to have trimmed up is in Logan County. So we've already discussed this with Guthrie, and Guthrie is good with it, and we just have to run it by their city council as well. But first, we gotta get it passed here, and we haven't gotten the final approval from Lowell.
So Guthrie's really not good with it until the city council approves it, right?
That's correct. Number 8, consideration and possible action on approving professional services agreement between Logan County Health Department and Billy K. Anderson to provide clerical consultation services for fiscal year 15-16. Clerical consultant.
I looked at it already, I looked at it the other day.
Okay. So, do we have a motion?
I'll move.
Look at it there a little more, Marvin.
I guess somebody's gonna do it, huh? What, is there a reason that this wasn't bid for professional services? This looks like just strictly admin services,
Just-
non-professional stuff.
Just temporary, the money doesn't come anywhere near an issue, it's a fill-in type position. This has been renewed, that's all this is a renewal for the fiscal year.
Just a consultant. I'll go ahead and make a second then. Like to call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Motion carries. Item 9, consideration possible action on approving professional services agreement between Logan County Health Department and Adriana E. Halstead to provide registered dietitian services for fiscal year 15-16.
Who determines the rate per hour on these?
I would say Jay Smith, he's the one that approved it to the health department. I don't know if him force it down and.
It seems like $45 an hour for temporary help, isn't it?
This is dietitian services, that's,
It's a little pricey.
For a dietitian.
It's almost like hiring a plumber.
Okay.
They're real pricey.
Yeah, they get a little more for that. Not chewing the fingernails in. I'll move.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Item 10, consideration possible action on approving contract with Total Assessment Solutions Corporation tasked to provide valuation services to the assessor's office for fiscal year 15-16. What they gonna come in this way, GIS or something on that?
when they were originally hired, they said they would provide CDs with all the mapping and all kinds of stuff, but I've not seen them.
They said that commissioners need to call them, whatever they want.
I thought it was in the
We want it all.
original price.
Huh?
We want it all. We thought it was part of the price that we were gonna be just.
You read that?
Whatever it is, if you want it, call them.
Okay. Definitely need an update. Well, here, did we do a motion?
Not yet.
So,
Didn't think so.
Tish, these are the folks that have been going out and doing the oil field activity assessments that hadn't been done in previous
Yes.
years, that kind of stuff?
Mapping them and all that.
Yes.
Okay.
And putting them on the assessment rolls.
Mm-hmm.
So you still pleased with their performance?
Oh, absolutely.
I second.
There
Well,
was no motion.
I so moved, we approve it.
So did we get a second?
I don't know, if you second it?
I can, sure, I'll second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. This will be- All right, item 10, consideration and possible action approving contract with Total, whoops, did I just do that?
You did.
I did, I didn't mark it off. 11, consideration and possible action on approving agreement with City Telecoin to provide inmate telephone for the Sheriff's Office for fiscal year 15-16.
Again, this is a renewal of the existing service.
Hadn't been bid.
My understanding is it's been working out pretty good for both inmates and jail.
I'll move.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Item 12, consideration and possible action on approving amendment to operating agreement with Verimark Correctional Services for inmate meals for fiscal year 15-16.
I've already looked at them. I don't have a problem with them. I'll move.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Item 13, consideration possible action approving an agreement with Smart Technologies for remote network services for the Sheriff's Office for fiscal year 15-16. John Jeffrey.
All
Poor
right.
guy.
And I guess this hasn't been subject to any kind of open bid.
Once the services are in place, we're not required to bid them annually.
So the answer's no?
I'll make the motion.
I second.
Aye.
All in favor? Aye.
Abstain.
Motion carries. Item 14. Where do we go here? Oh, okay. Item 14, consideration possible action approving agreement with Dan's Pest Control Services for the Sheriff's Office for fiscal year 15-16. I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Motion carries. Item 15, consideration of possible action on approving agreements with Interact for software maintenance for fiscal year 15-16 for Logan County Sheriff and Logan County Treasurer.
I'll move on this as well.
No.
Just put me down for everything, Carl.
I'll just second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Interact.
It's an online search service the sheriff's office and the treasurer's office use to locate people. The treasurer's office's tax warrant deputy uses it in the process of trying to locate those that owe taxes, and the sheriff's office uses it. This is just an annual service, and because the law requires, if the company requires an annual agreement, it has to come to this board. It's a monthly fee to allow them internet searches.
Abstain.
Motion passes. Item 16, consideration and possible action on approving resolution accepting $2,500 donation from Devon Energy to the sheriff's office.
Why is Devin donating $2,500 to the sheriff's
They
office?
have annually for the last few years, just as a community involvement on their part.
I'll make the motion on that we accept $2,500 from Devin to the sheriff's department.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 17, consideration and possible action on approving resolution accepting donation of a Medtronic Life Pack defibrillator from Devon Energy to the sheriff's office.
I'll move.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Item 18, consideration and possible action on approving resolution disposing by donation to the Newcastle Police Department a Galaxy light bar owned by the sheriff's office.
Chairman, I asked no action. The resolution came over with, it's misidentified as Newcastle. It should be Guthrie. We'll bring it back at the end of the month.
Thank you. Item 19, consideration and possible action on approving resolution disposing by sale to Cashin Fire Department a 2006 rescue bed with skid unit owned by Guthrie Fire Department.
I got a quick question. This skid, how was it originally purchased? What funds was it used to purchase?
Sales tax, and the funds will stay in the sales tax.
The Guthrie Fire Department receives the sales tax?
113.
Okay.
Yep. Rural Fire Department. I'll make the motion.
Is that $20,000?
Yes, sir.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 20,
I guess I.
consideration possible action approving fiscal year 15-16 cooperative agreement with USDA APHIS for wildlife damage control services.
Your annual agreement for that.
With wildlife or beaver and bald pig and anything else that's bothering somebody out here.
Want to get them to pick up dead animals on the side of the road?
I don't know about that one. But he'll come and trap them.
Yep.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those ones that have been hit are pretty easy to track.
Yeah.
Okay.
Item 21, consideration possible approving resolution executing fiscal year 15-16 agreement with ACO SIF for workman's comp insurance and selecting payment option.
The total for the annual premium is $172,598. The options are to pay half, pay it all in full, or pay half. We have been paying it in full because we save about $5,000.
Just load the invoice there. Well, I mean, we're about forced into doing it, but I'd really like for this board to look out and see if we can't get
Get it off.
insurance somewhere else.
I think other
I second
counties.
that. I second that. Is that a motion?
Yeah, you could add in there if you'd like.
I'd like.
I think we ought to check into it.
I know some other counties are. So far, they haven't found anyone that would take them.
McLean County and Cleveland County did that, and they would be a good resource to go and talk to. They found that for the SIF, it actually was better, but the liability for the sheriff's department, they had to go someplace else.
Thank you.
Well, I think we ought to go with option one, pay it in full, save $5,000.
Well, I agree. but I still wanna look into other options.
Monty, is that a motion?
It is.
I second.
All in favor? Aye.
All right.
Motion carries.
Now would be the time to start shopping around.
For next
year.
For next year.
Item 22, consideration of possible action on approving resolution in agreement establishing the ACO self-insurance fund for fiscal year 15-16 for property and liability insurance. And again,
I haven't seen the invoice on it yet.
oh boy. Do we want to wait for an invoice?
No. That's just to agree to participate in the group.
Okay.
I don't know if you can find someone insured on this.
On liabilities?
I've
Probably
understood
not.
that they're having difficulties.
I know back in the old days, there was a guy in Crescent, Max Action, he found us a provider, but, then we switched him to this Active.
Motion on that item?
I'll move.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Uh,
Motion carries. Item 23, consideration possible action on approving resolution establishing the 911 emergency telephone fee for calendar year 2016. You all familiar with this?
Yeah, I'm ready to,
You want to make that motion?
I'd love to make it.
I love second.
All those in favor?
All right.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 24, consideration possible action on approving detention transportation claim for April 2015 for $2,762.03. May I hear a motion?
I'll move.
Second.
All in favor?
No.
Aye, motion carries. Item 25, consideration of possible action on approving detention transportation contracts with the Office of Juvenile Affairs for fiscal year 15-16.
Is this a state agency?
Yes. It is the contract that goes with that claim that you're looking at.
Right. So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Consideration and possible action on approving detention transportation contracts with the Office of Juvenile Affairs for fiscal year 15-16. Did I do that?
That's one you just did.
I
We're on
just did, I
26.
did not cotton pick and mark it off. Item 26, consideration possible action on approving fiscal year 15-16 contracts for juvenile detention services with the following: Creek County Juvenile, Muskogee Youth Services, ROCM Mindy Area Youth Services, Sac and Fox, Sequoia Enterprises, Texas County Juvenile, Tulsa County Juvenile Bureau. Mark. Got a motion?
So move.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 27.
Hold on, let them get through those,
Sure.
please.
Want to do it two signatures on here? I think you just want to do it two, unless you did that.
On the juvenile contract, I think it's the
It's
transportation contract.
Okay. Get caught up here.
seen one on that.
Some of them were set up for just the chairman and some for the whole board.
That's it. Is there a reason why the dates aren't filled in on this contract?
I just haven't stamped them yet.
On the top?
They come to me that way, I stamp them after they come through here for today's date.
This agreement made, okay.
I thought it'd be a good thing if we get reimbursed on some of this.
Well, it looks like it's going to move ahead and as of right now, we're at approximately $35,000 for this fiscal year that we've spent housing the juveniles. So anything that we might be able to recoup will help. That's quite a chunk out of the general government budget.
I agree. It'd be fantastic when we get that done.
We have our motions.
I
That,
think-
that we've done.
Sorry.
We're done. 27, consideration of possible action on approving agreements with Putnam and Company to provide budgeting services to Logan County and Logan County Health Department for fiscal year 15 and 16.
One of those is for the county and one's for the health department.
Is this your budget maker?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How you, Mark?
Good, how you doing?
Good. I'll look at it, thank
Make the motion.
you. Yeah, I will make the motion.
I'll second that motion. All in favor?
I would like to ask for a change on the scope of services. On item 4, scope of services, where it says attendance and assistance at the county budget conference, I would like to have it changed to county commissioners' meetings where budget issues are being discussed.
Okay, so I would ask that you,
I would ask when's the county budget conference? What's a county budget conference? I mean, I don't understand that.
that's usually the meeting in September-ish, we hope, when the excise board, who has the final say on the budget.
Yeah, so here's what I would like. I would like for that person to show up the day that we get the elected officials' estimated needs, and so we can discuss with him on how that plays, what we're using for budgeting as far as funds, what we're using as an estimate of what we're gonna receive next year, how we arrived at that, those sorts of things. I'd like to do that in July with that person.
Okay,
That's why I would like for that to be changed to indicate that.
Jerry's usually very amenable to appearing,
Right, they're
Do you-
real amenable if they're contracted to do so. That's what I'm getting at.
if I may.
Yes, sir. Ma'am.
June the 24th is the excise board special meeting, which is special conjunction with the commissioners where the officers meet with the excise board as they're required to submit their estimated needs. It's a simple, the officers meet individually with the excise board. This board participates. One, they have to turn in their own reports, but two, it allows them the option to hear what the officers' requests are. there's no discussion of anything other than what the officers are submitting for requests. I just want to clarify, is that the meeting you're wanting him
No,
at?
no, I want him to attend a commissioners meeting where we discuss the budget with him.
Okay, okay. So my question next would be, do you all want to, since he's asking for a change to the contract, should we rescind the motion and not take action on this until, with it being an actual change? I don't know. I don't know that it's fair to change the contract as he submitted it without getting his approval of such
Well, I'll make the motion with his change on there.
contingent to,
Right.
okay,
I will second it contingent upon that change.
okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Actually,
So
I
we-
already had a motion and a second by the chairman, so it's gonna be an all aye, contingent to the change.
If you want.
All right. Hey, let's pass it around, so everyone can sign. I don't think Mervin signed it.
No, he didn't.
Sorry.
Thanks, Mike.
Item 28, consideration possible action on the consent agenda.
Payroll? Transfers?
Short term.
Transfers from last fiscal year to this fiscal year.
I'm down at the Commissioner's office. What time do you have? Pick up 14 o'clock. Okay, well, we're pretty much done, so,
Sorry, check's due in
I thought Kathy was retiring.
in July.
Did I miss? Okay.
Yeah, short term. What's she gonna do, help her daughter do a boutique or something?
I think she gonna play with grandkids for a while.
Grandkids.
No, if you can get me, they're done now.
Oh, wow. Corporation Commission.
What was the loan for?
Cash and Fire Department loaned Guthrie Fire Department $20,000 earlier in the fiscal year.
And paid them back 40,000?
I meant 40.
Okay.
When I said that, I'm sorry.
Nice interest rate.
Yeah, no, earlier in the fiscal year, and we can do that within the fund, we just have to have it cleaned up by June 30th, so.
Okay.
And then the 20,000, and we did this way just so everything is neat. The 20,000 that Cash owes Guthrie for the skid unit, we're gonna do a transfer that way, and then we're gonna do a transfer of the repaid loan. So we have a direct paperwork.
Yeah, so we follow the money, that's, okay, I agree. Like we paid calories per mile. $134,000. Fire reimbursement, that's gonna help those fire departments out a tad, isn't it?
So all that happened in that CFO report on that reimbursement for FEMA.
I've asked them, and yes, we're gonna, but it's gonna be a straight in and a straight out, and we were hoping the money would have come in so we could have kept everything within one fiscal year, but we're gonna end up moving. We're not gonna make the payments on that money until after July 1. The money won't credit till July 1. So then we'll draw POs to the 50 or 60 departments, however many are on the list. But it'll be a straight in and out on the CFA.
I think it was David on top of that deal now.
So was this closing that out where we had overpaid them, or how did that happen?
I can't see what it
Here,
is.
that's from district, that's a District 1 thing, I should know that, that's the reason I'm asking.
Yes, sir, and that happens quite often within all the lease payments, is by the time you make the last one.
That's, okay, that's what I thought, okay,
Yes.
thank you.
It ends up being an overpay because of the interest and payoff dates,
So
so,
we get money back.
yes. And it goes back into that leased account.
reimbursement on medical? Who reimburses that?
A lot of times, if they have self-insurance or the feds, depending on which case with the inmate.
Or they buy pills or their commissary or their money account.
Yeah, if they buy over-the-counter stuff. Blankets.
Blankets.
What is that there? Franchise fee. Oh, chunk of change.
Is that for our tires?
I don't know. Franchise fee, Cox Communications.
That's the sheriff's department.
Doesn't say. It says county general.
Get in there.
Right here, I think. That's a chunk of change, man.
Blankets. So what's this Cox Communications?
Franchise fee,
The franchise fee, annual fees that are collected and remitted.
that go into the county general?
Yes, they do.
Hang on. So, to go in, it goes in this month and the county, and the general fund has to roll over at the end of the month. How's that work?
Everything that we collect till June 30th that we get deposited to the treasurer,
Mm-hmm.
when we close the books at 4:30 on June 30th, it'll be in the bank. And then we'll take the bank account less all outstanding unpaid warrants or POs, subtract those, and that becomes our cash carryover,
That
which
rolls
builds.
over. Okay. Okay. Thank you. That's what I thought.
It's why we try to make the big push for everyone to get things paid and not hold in a reserve status more than necessary.
Well, I mean, you're always gonna have outstanding warrants. from one
Absolutely.
fiscal year to another.
Absolutely. But we do try to
Yeah.
push to get as many cleared as we can.
Well, that one just caught our attention because it happened to be a little more than walking around money.
Yeah. And actually, it's up quite a bit from last year. I want to believe 82 or 83,000 last
Do you
year.
know what the basis is for that payment? Is it,
It's a,
is it
Per-
based on, you know, the number of people in the county?
I think it's per
population?
account, how many accounts are in the account.
Oh, okay, okay. It's too bad we can't get Verizon, AT&T, and some of those folks to do that same here.
What? But that that goes to county general.
And we got before. It's never enough.
Now, generation of fees in my office is down this year, but it's still, we're gonna still close the year putting over 300,000 in the general fund in fees. But it is down since the oil boom is down.
Goodness sakes. Another change.
Yeah, it is. That's what I was asking about on the CFA report.
That's the one that we're gonna distribute to all of the participating fire departments from the wildfire in May of 14.
248,000 something. When you say we, who is we?
The county, actually, my office is purchasing, we will be issuing warrants to, purchase orders and warrants to each of the departments individually from those funds.
Based on participation, you say? Is there?
Right, they
is there
had
some
to
sort of-
submit.
Is there some sort, yeah, go ahead.
They had to submit PWs and work orders, their information to the state. The state calculated the percentage that they would receive back, has issued out the
Okay.
statements of how much each department will receive.
Okay, so that breakout wasn't done, it's not done by the county, that's done by
By
the
the
state.
state.
Okay, so that- all right, that's what I was interested in, thanks.
We're basically acknowledging receipt.
Because we did receive it. We're really just a pass-through. It was the only way, my understanding to receive that FMAG money, which is not federal FEMA, it is state FEMA, was if each department had submitted on their own, they didn't have enough. By submitting all of them together that participated and assisted
That's why I was
Logan.
just wanting to make sure that we weren't arbitrarily figuring out.
No,
who
sir.
needed money.
But I was
I'm good.
answering my.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay.
By submitting a claim as Logan County to account for everyone who participated to assist in the fire,
Yes.
it was able to generate enough cost to qualify for the FMAG money. Each department submitted their cost and their paperwork to the state. The state calculated how much, which I think is 75%, that will be issued back. But again, to do that, the county had to operate as the pass-through. So we got the money in total. Now we will generate a PO and a warrant to each department for their piece. And I believe it's gonna come close to 50
When you do that,
departments.
when you do that, is there be a listing that'll come back to the board showing us?
It won't necessarily come to the board, this board.
Could it come back?
Well, it could. This board did approve, this goes back to when we set up, and I brought to the board to
I just
appoint
be interested in
requisitioning.
who got how much.
Sure, I actually showed that to the board when I asked you to approve requisitioning and receiving officers for that new account.
Yeah. So we've done that,
Would you like a copy in your folder?
please. Thank you. Slips that stick, dude. Orders.
He's still working on
Yeah.
them Wilmer.
That money came back pretty quick. Usually it's like is it normally like a 2-year process?
This is a different kind of FEMA.
Okay.
The FMAG money is through the state only. David can give you much more detail on it. But yes, it worked fairly quickly.
So does the sheriff go out and pick up stray livestock?
I actually, they are required by law, if they get a call they have to board it and then put it up for auction if no one claims
There's a
it.
budget item in here for that. That's what
Uh-huh.
it is.
I was saying, he
And-
himself does not.
And I got a call, I'm not trying to distract everybody, but I got a call late last week, from one of our citizens who said there was a cow got hit on the road and they wanted us to go out and pick it up. Well, if it'd been a deer or that, a wild animal, then yeah, but a cow is livestock, that's property, right? So the county really can't go out and take somebody's property, anyway.
Unless it's fresh, then we'll skin it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hamburgers for everybody.
Will it hang and, make good food, but yeah.
That's actually another one of those really bad statutes is the sheriff and the livestock, because rarely do they recoup what they end up spending by auction money.
Well, we don't like seeing price of cows.
Really.
Yeah, but most what they seem to get is horses and donkeys and things like that bring nothing at auction.
Well, I'm telling you what, don't run over a chicken anymore, those things are pretty expensive too. It's can be.
Yeah, they are.
Especially if it's killed all them chickens up in Illinois.
Doubled the price of eggs.
Mhm.
While we are waiting, at our last meeting, the board approved the encumbrance from CBRI to Atlas Paving for Cooksey Road, but I didn't have this with me, you took action. So if you wanna go ahead and sign that too, Mike, you sign
Yeah.
here in the board there.
Let me sign up here.
Yes.
Jeffrey, you're sounding a lot better.
Making sounds is a positive thing. Not making sounds is bad.
How nice you can talk.
Couldn't tell that. Troy, this does look a little more than just petty cash, as we used to call it. Petty cash.
On which?
The court, or the county clerk.
Well, we don't identify it as petty cash.
I know, it's not that petty anymore.
No.
but-
However, it is, like I said, it has went down a little bit. The filing fees itself have stayed relatively up. That would conclude the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion.
So,
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 29, consideration of possible action on approving claims for payment for June 15, 2015.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize he hadn't got the blankets yet.
that's all right. There's nothing jumping out at me here. Except I'd like to have that computer maintenance contract myself. This is the Cooksey Road one we did last time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is all this like electronically saved? You have to scan it in or?
I'm working up to trying to get to where this individual, the resolutions are, they're pulled out and I scan them. I started that a few years ago. But all of the other stuff, not at this time. And some of it probably wouldn't be because I'm not required to keep some of it, but
Gotcha.
for so long.
Okay. Yeah. I was just thinking that's a lot to keep up with every.
That's why I have file cabinets full of, we actually, in my office, have back to 1932, the folders for each commissioner's meeting back to 1932. The actual written, handwritten books from book number 1, 1889, for the minutes.
Oh, cool.
Those old books are really cool to look at.
Spider crawls out of it.
No. And we've had those all scanned, the commissioner minute books we've scanned, and then I converted them to searchable PDFs. And each district, this office and my office all has a copy of every, from book 1, and I'm now on book 30, I
Just looking at
believe,
that,
of
I mean, you
commissioner
read that
minutes
inch and a
that we've
half,
scanned.
8 inch thick angle iron, that's pretty thick angle iron.
Yeah.
You got some crushed asphalt, didn't you?
That's supposed to be
That's
8
one.
inch.
I have officially ran out of
Way
space,
good.
however, so I'm going to be looking
Yeah.
at some ways to
That's
Well, that crushed asphalt, do you?
Say it again?
Crushed asphalt?
Yeah, we went all over there. I like it.
Where you getting it?
Can't tell, you guys start going down there all along. That's why I wanted to know.
Got quite a bit.
Just initial this, right?
Don't look at it, just initially.
TJ Campbell.
Sounds like my wife. Look at the checkbook, just initially. Would they bring us one more truckload than they were supposed to? I guess. I didn't see this overage come in before it got here. This is one of the things, I kinda like to look at these things before I get to the board, so I know what's going on.
Oh, okay, well, I think.
It's
you know,
not, this isn't that you, this isn't your, but it's, yeah. So we were over a bit on our.
The
on
thing,
rock.
when you're purchasing this stuff by the ton, it's not unusual for them to go over a little bit.
And the truck driver, a little pretty heavy.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've been real good about telling them not to bring stuff if we don't have money appropriated for it. They're real good about calling and saying they will, though.
Yeah.
They're happy to haul it. And then haul it later for the money.
Sound like FEMA agreed you had too many bridges and roads washed out.
Yeah, we had our fair share. Had some more over the
Yeah,
weekend.
I saw that.
I think we got them all put back to the weekend on the ones I was aware of.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'd be some sneak up on us.
Most of them just small ones.
Yeah. Yeah, over the weekend ones.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a ton? 1195?
Mm-hmm. It's just the District 3, I think it's in 70 now, for y'all.
I thought it was, yeah, 95 or 100, something like that at the time. That's if we go pick it up at the yard.
That would end payment of claims on item 29.
I'll move.
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah, we definitely got some problems up through there though.
I'm
We
I'm
have
glad I
an
saw that added to the
addendum.
list of counties.
Item.
Yeah. I had a guy call me this morning, said they had 5.9 inches. Was it Friday night, I guess it was?
Friday night, really? Oh, let's see, consideration and possible action on approving county treasurer's transcript of proceedings and county resale deeds for Lance Hall for, looks like quite a few lots or several lots there in the town of Meridian.
These are the transcripts for the board to sign. This is the actual deed that is the chairman's signature.
$25 each. Let's see if the contract is so.
That's the deed.
The deed, I mean. Doesn't make any difference. Town of Meridian's gonna keep it.
They do this at like an auction.
This is different than the resale. The treasurer's office annually has a resale for anyone that's 3 years behind on their taxes. That's how the county gets title back. These properties were obtained in that process and owned by the county, and she's now got them sold.
So, how were these properties posted to be sold by the county? How's that advertised?
They're published. Here's the publication notice.
Okay, in the local paper?
Yes.
Okay. Motion.
Thought I already done that, did you?
Not on this item.
I've done so many of them, I thought I'd done them all.
You want me to make the motion?
No,
Kind of break the.
no, I'm more toward just cut and paste all the motions, I'll move.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Any citizen desiring to be heard. Sheriff's Department doesn't have anything to say? Okay.
You speaking for the whole sheriff's department or just yourself?
Keeping it shut, huh? Yeah.
He speaks for himself just fine.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, item 31, comments, announcements, questions by the Board of County Commissioners.
One thing I got is we need to proceed on that workman's comp thing, and right now's the time to do it.
And we also need to look at the self-insurance as well.
Mhm.
I think we need to look at both of those. I agree.
Absolutely.
And there was, I think Cleveland County, Rod Cleveland actually told me at the last meeting we were at the CED that they were doing that, and he's willing to share their research with us on that. So I'll ask him about that at the next CED meeting. I think it's next week, or this week. It's this week, I think. Anyway, I'll do that right now.
And Commissioner Lyles, same thing there with McLean County.
Commissioners, I received this by email this morning. I'm giving it to you for your notice. It's the resignation of Brad Figured from the 522 Cash and Ambulance District. I will put it on the 30th to be official. I just got it this morning. But my question is, do you want an ad to go out to fill that position?
I think it needs to be.
Yeah, close.
I've got two things. First is the temporary help here at the annex. Molly's, if we have her come in the morning and you think it'd be all right to have her go back to the District One shop in the afternoon?
Sure.
And we could forward phones, or,
Sure.
I mean, we'd work that out, but I
Yeah.
mean, I know it's important to have people here in the morning,
Yeah.
because people are used to coming here in the morning
Yeah.
and doing business and that sort of stuff. And
I'll just
what
send
do you want to
Teresa
do?
over at noon and she can take over
Teresa.
my secretary at the shop.
Well, I mean, we don't, she didn't have to, I was just asking, I mean, I.
Yeah, I think it's fine. But as long as we get the phone forward would be my biggest thing.
Yeah,
To your shop, my shop, somewhere.
okay, well,
Sure.
between her and Teresa, I
Right,
guess,
yeah,
let them work it out.
right.
Okay.
But if you'd like to take her back at noon, I'll just send Teresa over at noon.
No, I was just asking, I mean, whatever, I mean, she can stay here until quitting time too, it doesn't
Ain't no
matter.
big thing.
As long as we, if we're gonna do that, I just need to pull her computer that she's working with over to our shop, and put it over here, you know,
Yeah.
so she can get some work done too.
I'll just plan on her coming over at noon. Then that way you have her back.
Okay. All right,
We'll kind of split the deal.
all right, we'll do that. Sounds good. Great. And then the other item has to do with conversation that I'm having with ODOT on basically the Coltrane Serve project. And it had to do with the clearing of the right of way. You know, we brought contract to have the right of way cleared for that entire 5 or 6 miles, however many it is, to the board, and was put on hold to be reviewed. And now ODOT has decided that because of the cuts in the CERB funding, that those are going to be the responsibility of the county, and as far as self-help account, a force account, but we're going to have to do all that by force accounts now, instead of being able to contract that out. I think part of that's good. I think there is some waste built into that. I mean, where you contract out a whole 6 miles, I mean, gosh, that was, what, around $100,000 to tear stuff up. And I know guys that'll do it for free, tear stuff up. But to say, well, it was gonna be contracted, now you gotta use a force account, is kind of what we used to term as a unfunded mandate, right? Drive-by fieldings, unfunded mandates. Now, an unfunded mandate's when a regulatory agency says, well, now in order to get this money, you've got to do this, and they change the rules on you. I'm not sure this is actually a change of the rules, and maybe a straightening out of those, but I just wanted to bring it up to the rest of the commissioners that this is like the way that funds are gonna be saved from the CERB, from the legislature cutting our money, is the counties, it looks like, is gonna have to pick up a lot more on those force accounts for doing that kind of work. So just bring that up. And then, Mike, I sent you an email about that last mile, or the first mile, depending on which way you're going from Waterloo, that part that's over in your part. We've got three of the houses over there, it's just got their fences encroaching on the original right-of-way, and they just need to have their fence. I think there's only 2 of them left. One of them's already taken it down, but there's 2 that need to do that. I'm a little reluctant in going into your side and using a force account from District 1 to clear property on District 2. I think that might get me in a little bit of trouble.
I don't think so.
I would, yeah, okay. I'm okay with doing that as long as.
Yeah, I mean, it's a county project.
It is
ODOT looks at it as the full county.
It is a county project, but if I go do work in your district with my O&M funds, is that legal?
We do it all the time.
I believe it is, Marvin.
I mean, I would really feel more comfortable.
What would
if I-
illegal be about it?
I don't know. There's just so many things.
If you take taxpayer money and use it in a different county, I can see that.
I don't have a problem doing it, but I would like to have our ADA weigh in on that.
Have you emailed Lowell and asked him?
No, I emailed y'all and said I'd like to have that, but no, at Lowe's, I mean,
I'd just shoot Lowell an email and ask him.
I'll shoot, I can shoot the district attorney an email, let her give it to whoever she wants to, if that's what we need to do. All right,
But, I mean, I think it's perfectly legal, but I don't blame him, he checked you out.
I don't have a problem with it, and I don't think it should be a problem, but there's a lot of things
Sure.
that'll get a county commissioner put in jail that sounds like it's a good idea at the time. And this is one of them. That's all I got.
Well,
Thanks.
give it a whirl, let's see how it works.
Does that include comments by the board?
That's all I have, sir.
Item 32.
Motion?
I'll move.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
All right, hold on.